Hello, hello. Okay. Hi Facebook world. I'm a little bit fired up about the topic that I've decided to choose to come and chat with you guys about today. It's been a little bit. It's been absolutely insanity around the Hale House, and I really, really cannot wait to just share a little bit with you about this topic because it is one that I hear so many people talk about, and so many people will make comments, and some people even avoid me because they are like wanting to use the word pyramid scheme. Okay, many of you have heard this word before, and many of you have probably used it, and some of you watching who won't identify yourselves might even use it when you talk about my job, when they're like, hey, what does Lindsay do? Not that you guys are talking about me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, some people may actually use this word pyramid scheme, this phrase pyramid scheme, when they describe the kind of job that I do. And so I was like, you know what? I want to just talk about this, and I want to get this out in the open because I feel like there are so many people who, first of all, misuse this word, but also don't know how to tell the difference between what is an actual pyramid scheme and what does that mean, and then what is it that Lindsay does that's different, or what is it that sets Park Lane apart? Like, why is it a different kind of job? And so again, I know this is a little bit of a bold conversation and not everybody's having it, but you guys know that's kind of my MO. I like to have bold conversations. I like to be upfront with you. I like for you to truly know what is happening and what is going on. And so this is just a conversation that I feel like needs to be had. Okay, this is a conversation that I feel like many people ask about, but many people are curious about, but they don't ask the question, right? Because it's scary to ask somebody if their job is a pyramid scheme. Oh, so you do one of those pyramid schemes? Okay, so I'm really familiar with this terminology and was familiar with it prior to joining Park Lane, and here's why. Because my parents, growing up, my dad did a job where I felt like that was the right word for it. Like, I would have called that job a pyramid scheme. Okay, he worked for a company that was set up very similar to my company, and I didn't really understand it, know it, or like the idea of it. And so I resisted it for a long time. I wouldn't go to parties. I wouldn't show up at things for other companies like that because I felt like because honestly, I didn't understand it. I thought that I understood it, but I didn't understand it. And so this is why I wanted to come to you guys today, because I thought, gosh, I wonder how many people don't understand it. And here's the really interesting thing, is that I hear this coming more from men. I hear that term pyramid scheme coming more from men than I hear from anybody else. And so anyway, I wanted to just pop on here today, and I just want to address this elephant in the room when people are curious, what is a pyramid scheme and why are you not a pyramid scheme? So number one, Park Lane is not a pyramid scheme. It is not because we sell products, okay? Because we actually sell a product. A pyramid scheme would be something where you don't actually make money on a product being sold, but rather you're told that you have to bring people in order to make money. Now, is that a way that we can earn additional income? Absolutely. But it is not the way that we earn additional income. And I want to show you how this compares to a regular job. And please forgive me if this isn't perfect and polished, because I really am just like, I love to have candid conversations about this particular subject, and I love to just kind of nip it, because here's the thing, you guys, it's not even a thing. Like, first of all, companies that are trying to make money off of people are illegal. Like, you can't just have a pyramid scheme. It's actually against the law, and many of them do get closed down for it. Sometimes people get really nervous, like that they're being taken advantage of. I thought that when I first came into the industry, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I was in desperate need. We needed an additional income coming into our house. We needed it quickly, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. I will also tell you that one of the reasons that I decided to give it a go anyway was because I always kind of knew I had a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, because I am not one that can be easily told what to do. A lot of times people would, like, I would work for other people, I would work for bosses and things like that, and I just couldn't do it. It wasn't that I was I had my own ideas that I wanted to implement. I had my own things that I wanted to try. I had my own ideas and innovations, and I wanted to work specifically on certain things. And so I knew early on that I wasn't made for corporate America. But I want to show you how the pyramid works all over the world, because many people have not seen this, and I really feel like it's super, super important for you to know, because when people say pyramid scheme, what they mean is that somebody is up here at the top and they're making money off of all of these people, okay? And so I want to ask you, if you work in corporate America, is there a person at the top? Do you have a president? Do you have a CEO? Do you have a CFO? And who is that person? And aren't they this person right here on top? And then there's usually a couple of people, like let's say there's a CEO or a president, then usually there's like a CFO and like I don't know, like a chief financial officer or like a board of directors or another level of people who are like the highest level of executives, right? So that's a smaller group of people. And then all of those people have some managers that report to them, right? So usually they actually, there's a, like maybe, let's say there's one, and then let's say there's like two or three, and then there's like four here. And then those people have some mid-level managers that work for them, right? And then so on and so forth. And so what shape does that make? It makes a pyramid. You guys, the problem is, or the difference is, that person started here and they had to crawl up, get in between, crawl around, smush, put down, and usually have kind of a cutthroat type mentality in order to get here, okay? So that took a lot of work, a lot of probably burning bridges, a lot of stepping on, and like, it doesn't mean that it's not smart and that it's not, but it is a different world, okay? Like this is hard. Like this person to get here, they had to climb up and around and fight for that spot like nobody else's business, right? So, but again, what shape is this? This is a pyramid, and this is corporate America, you guys. This is actually very similar to, like, let's say we wanted to look at the United States of America. What do we have? We have a president at the top, and then we have like some executives down here, and then what happens? It filters down. It's a pyramid. So I really feel like sometimes the pyramid gets a bad rap, okay? Because there's a lot of things that are shaped like a pyramid. I think if you even laid out like the way a Girl Scout troop works, there might even be a pyramid, okay? I don't know that for certain, but I'm guessing that there is. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's say you wanted to open your own brick and mortar boutique, okay? I just want to let's talk about that, because sometimes I think that like what I'm doing, actually all the time, I think what I'm doing is very similar to a brick and mortar store. So let's say you wanted to open a brick and mortar boutique, or you wanted to open a restaurant or something like that. Did you know that in order to be a brick and mortar boutique owner in the state of Illinois, which is where I live, you will spend between $50,000 and $150,000 in order to open up that boutique, okay? That's just you, that's your inventory, that's your space. That is just to open your doors. So you are starting in the hole negative $50,000 to $150,000 to start a boutique, to have like a good selection of boutiques, or a selection of clothing. I mean, like if you think of just like an all-day, everyday boutique, I think of my favorite little boutique that's in the next town over. They've got like jewelry, they've got shoes, they've got clothing. Now they are making probably between 50 to 100% of a rate on their stuff, okay? But they're also having to do market research. They're having to go to market. They have to figure out who and what brands they want to carry. They're going to pick some brands that they don't love, and then those brands are going to do well or not do well at some points, okay? So this is if I was a boutique owner. Now remember, now I'm a party of one, okay? So let's say my boutique starts doing really well. What do I have to do? I have to hire a manager, okay? So I need to start hiring a manager so that if I want to take a day off, I have a day off. And then let's say I hire 2 managers because I'm doing really well, okay? And then my manager needs to have days off, and I need to give that person a salary. So now we've increased, again, the amount of money that we've put into that boutique. And then we've got to hire some workers, because the manager does not always want to be working, okay? So we've got me, as the boutique owner here. We'll do this over here. And then we've got our 2 managers over here. And then we need to hire like a couple of high school girls or college girls or guys or whatever to come in and work. And so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people. And what shape does this make, kids? This makes a pyramid. Amazing, isn't it? So in relation to what I do and what this business is that we have here at Park Lane, let me show you how it works, okay? You start off as a party of 1. You have a $99 investment. You're getting $700 right now in jewelry. For that $99 investment, okay? That $700 worth of jewelry is not jewelry you have to sell. That's jewelry that you get to show, you get to wear, you get to be all parading around. Unlike the boutique owner who cannot wear that stuff. If she wears it, she's gonna have to pay for it, okay? So I don't have to have brick and mortar. I have social media, but if I didn't want to have social media, I could buy a couple of pieces like this off of Amazon for under $50 for like a whole collection of them and have that. Okay, so let's just say worst case scenario, I bought $50 worth of jewelry stands and things like that. So now I've got $149 invested into my business, and it's just me. It's just little me, okay? And I can do that from my phone that I already have, sitting at a chair that I already have in my home office that is likely already a spot in my house. And then I can invite maybe, and here's the thing, every single piece of jewelry you sell, you're gonna make at least 30% on if you are brand new, okay? So you're gonna make 30% commission on every single piece of jewelry. And then at Park Lane, let's say that our average sale is that we're making commission on is gonna be $100, okay? It's actually a little bit higher than that, but let's say that. So we're gonna make $30 on every single sale that we make. And then let's say that our best friend finds out that we just had a party with 10 orders on it where we made $300 in our very first week, and we spent only, what did we spend? $149, plus we have $700 in jewelry that we never have to give back. We don't have to store a credit card. We don't have to have a quota. We don't have to do anything else with that money. We don't have to pay rent. We don't have to pay for our social media space. None of that has to happen. We've already got our ears pierced. We've already got a neck to hang our jewelry on. So do you see what I'm saying? So let's say our best friend is like, hey, you know what? I would love to do this. So your best friend comes on, and guess what happens to you? You train her, you teach her everything that you just did. And just for doing that, you are now going to make you're now going to make 5% more on her, okay? On you, not on her, on you, on what you do, not on her, on you, okay? You're actually going to make a little bit of money on helping her, but you're going to make the money on your own sales. So at Park Lane, you're going to earn an additional 5%. So now you're making 35% commission. So now for every single time you make a $100 sale, okay, again, we're just doing this for easy math because I'm not a math person, okay? You're going to make $35 for every $100 sale you make, okay? You're going to make $35. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I like the idea of after my very first day, I'm doing one party. I'm spending $99 on my kit. I'm getting $700 worth of jewelry immediately, so I know that I've already gotten a really good deal on something. I'm going to spend maybe $50 on like some stands and stuff if I really want those things. Those aren't even necessary. And then so that's a total of $149 that I spent. And when I get 10 orders, I've already made $300. So I'm already up $151. I've already made $151. How many times does the boutique owner have to sell something in order to make money, in order to get out of that negative? You know, like when she's spending between 50 and 150K to open a boutique, when the president back here, you know, theirs is like a really long path. We only know that one person makes it to the top of this, okay? Only one person can be the president. But over here, where we are at in Park Lane, many, many people have a best friend. Many, many people can share with their sister. Many, many people have a best friend who has a best friend, another best friend, and a sister. And then we can start making some money on those people because we're training them and teaching them and leading them. And so because you're training and teaching and leading, just like in corporate America, when you're training and teaching and leading, you get more money. You're also going to get more money. So it's not a pyramid scheme because you're training, teaching, and you're only making money on these people when they make a sale, right? So you're teaching them, you're getting paid for that. You're bringing them on, you're getting a little bit of a boost in your own sales because we know it's a little bit harder to sell when you've got, a couple of people that you're trying to raise and teach and lead as well. And so when people say like, hey, what is a pyramid scheme? How do I know it's a pyramid scheme? A pyramid scheme would be something that you don't have to sell anything in order to make money, okay? You're not actually selling a product, you're just bringing people in and they are, and you're getting paid for that, okay? Number two, you guys, every single corporation, every single government structure, every single thing that you see that has someone in charge and then has like more people underneath them is shaped like a pyramid. So it's not really a scheme. It's truly just, it's a way to get paid. It's how it was laid out. You guys, there's no scamming happening here at Park Lane. We have no quotas. We do not store your credit card online. There are no monthly fees. We don't pay for our websites monthly or anything like that. That $99 that you pay, you're going to get $700 in jewelry. And then in addition to that, that's actually going to bring you, that's actually going to pay for your website for a full year, okay? So let's say a year rolls around and you're like, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're killing it. Maybe every single month you're making $1,000 to $2,000 to $5,000. I have a girl on my team that's making $10,000. She came in to Park Lane 2.5 years ago with no experience in this business, and she's making around $10,000 a month doing this part-time while she works another part-time job and has a new baby, okay? So you guys, here's the thing that you need to know about this is that you, in a year from now, let's say you're making that money, it's not going to be a big deal for you to spend another $99 to pay for the whole year so that you don't have to have quotas, so that you don't have to have a monthly website fee, so that we don't have to store your credit card. But when that 1 year rolls around, we don't just automatically like swipe your card and charge you. And that's what I love about Park Lane is that they only want you here if you want to be here. It's not a pyramid scheme if somebody is not taking your money and giving you no product, okay? So you are not actually giving a product, like paying for something that you're not getting. And so again, for those of you who are just popping on now, I promised at the beginning of this that I would not be polished through this because it's just something that like fired me up. I've had a couple of people lately say, oh, my husband doesn't want me to do one of those pyramid schemes. And I'm like, this is not a pyramid scheme, okay? First of all, the other thing that I absolutely love about Park Lane is that they don't tell us how and when we can sell our jewelry. We can sell our jewelry however we want. So let's say you have a boutique. Let's say you made that big investment and let's say that you've gotten out of that negative space and you are in a positive and you are enjoying you can carry Park Lane jewelry in there. Let's say you have a salon and you cut hair, but you're like, you know what? I think my women would absolutely love to sit there while they're getting their haircut and look at the jewelry that's sitting next to me. Maybe they would love that and they would make a couple of purchases. You can absolutely carry Park Lane that way. Let's say you want to run it only online. You can totally do it that way. Let's say you're like, you know what? I don't love the virtual space. I would much rather do it in homes. You can do that too. And we really teach you here at Park Lane how to do all of those things. And we get paid as we have more people because we are teaching and training more people. And so it only makes sense, just like in corporate America, when the top person has many people reporting to them, that you make a little bit of money off of that you get a raise each time you are teaching, training, and leading. It's the same thing. So it's not a scheme. It's not some kind of like trick we're trying to play on you. If we were trying to play a trick on you, we would store your credit card. We would have monthly quotas. We would require certain things for you to be in the club or out of the club. We don't do that at Park Lane. You want to come here and you want to try it out for a little while, give us a try. If you want to come here and you want to say, hey, maybe I will try this and see if I like it. And maybe I'll do one launch party and then maybe I'll just use that, maybe I'll try one lunch party, see how it goes. And if I love it, then I'll stay. Or maybe you're going to be like, you know what? it's not for me. And that's okay. You get to keep that $700 in free jewelry, or in the jewelry that you paid $99 for. You get to walk away with all of the jewelry that you earned for doing your launch party. So maybe if you did a launch party and you got 10 orders, you're going to get another $400 worth of jewelry. You guys, we don't require anything of you other than what we ask you to do is just give it a try. Like, just give it a try. And the reason that I'm so passionate about making sure that people understand that it's not a pyramid scheme is because, number one, if your husband's saying that to you, it is likely that he just doesn't understand and he's trying to protect you and love on you. I am not going to sit here and tell you that Rob has been always 100% like on board with me and been like, oh my gosh, yes, go try this, because he wasn't. In the very beginning, whenever I first told him what I was doing, he was like, you're crazy, go get a job waitressing, you'll be fine. And I was like, no, just let me try this. And so, as we discussed in the beginning of this video, I told you guys, I'm not really one that takes direction well, so I did what I wanted to do anyway. And I'm not saying that that's what you have to do, but he knew that that's what I was going to do. I was going to give it a shot anyway. And even if it would not have worked out, you guys, at least I would have been able to say, I tried and I know now and I understand. But I will also tell you this to close things up, is that if you are going to give a company a try, a 68-year-old company who has never had to take away from their compensation plan, who has never carried anything except jewelry, who knows, loves, and understands jewelry and fashion, is the place where you should try it. Because here's the thing. It is so simple to talk about jewelry. It is so easy to share with people that you put jewelry in your ears, you put necklaces around your necks, and you put around your neck, and you put bracelets on your wrists, okay? Everybody understands that. It is not something where you have to know the ingredients. Now, we occasionally will have people ask us what if we have, nickel-free jewelry and things like that, and we have like one little square that is a graphic that you can share with people that tells them exactly what's in it. But since we have hypoallergenic pieces and surgical steel posts on all of our jewelry, we never have any issues with that. And we certainly don't have any nickel in anything that we have. So you guys, here's what I want you to walk away with from this, is that if you have been asking yourself if it's a scam, if it's a pyramid scheme, if you're being tricked, it isn't. And I don't know how else to explain it to you, but if you want to rewind and watch from the beginning where I show you how every single business is a quote unquote scheme, if I were you, I would rather start where I know that many, many people can be at the top of that pyramid rather than starting in a corporation where only one person can. I've even had somebody say to me before, well, how can you be certain? How can you be certain that your job will be there tomorrow? Like, how can I be certain that it will be there tomorrow? And I would like to throw that question right back at them. Like, how can you be certain? You never know what a corporation is really going through behind closed doors. You never know what the grocery store's finances look like if you're the checker at the grocery store. You never know what any job, there is no such thing as job security, okay? There's no such thing as knowing for sure that you are going to have a job tomorrow. And so, yes, it's $99. You guys, that is such a small, incredibly small fee for you to start your own side gig, to start making money right away, to have people who come around you and support you immediately, and you're getting $700 in free jewelry in order to get started. And so if this is something that you want to talk to me more about, I'm more than happy to, and I'm always more than happy to chat with any husbands who feel like their wife might be getting scammed, because I truly do understand that it comes from a place of protection, but I also know and see women every single day making hundreds and thousands of dollars to help support their family in a really flexible way. And so I want to offer that to you to learn more about that, because knowledge can never hurt anyone. Knowledge is never a disadvantage. And so if you want to learn more about why this isn't a pyramid scheme and you can actually make amazing money in your own time, please reach out to me and let me know, and I can get you all of that information. And thanks for popping in, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.